fans. So I've been hearing or reading a lot about this Deontay Wilder versus Francis Ngannou. You know, Deontay Wilder had called out Francis, and he had said he does not want to fight him once, but twice. Once in boxing and once in MMA. You know, and big step. You know, especially for a guy who has never stepped foot in the cage, never had any kind of grappling experience, kickboxing experience, or karate experience, you know, judo, jiu-jitsu experience. I'm talking about Deontay Wilder, and I'm talking about that's all the information that we know of that he has not had that he hasn't done. That he hasn't done, excuse me. He hasn't really done any of those things outside of boxing. So it's a pretty dangerous thing to go down, but very, very ballsy. You know, very ballsy. There's nothing much you can say more about that. You know, it's like he's willing to step into Francis Ngannou's world, and Francis Ngannou's ready to step into Deontay Wilder's world. And honestly, I gotta say, I actually like the matchup. I really do, because you think about Tyson Fury, Anthony Joshua, these guys have been doing it since birth. These guys have been doing it since they were kids, since they were babies. You know, they've been boxing forever, ever. They have such a high amateur background. Of course, they have a high professional background. They've won the championships. They became undisputed champion. You know, they've gotten through the big fights. They won, they lost, well, except for Tyson Fury. But still, these guys have had it and went and done it. So it's hard for someone like Francis Ngannou, and no disrespect on him, but for someone like Francis Ngannou to come into that ring and be able to compete with those guys at that level. It's like literally these guys have literally forgotten way more than Francis Ngannou's ever going to learn regarding to boxing. That's just a fact. It's not well, maybe down the line. No. These guys have forgotten way more than Francis Ngannou's ever going to learn. But that still doesn't mean he doesn't get a shot, because Francis Ngannou, his power, his jab alone could take someone's head off very easily. His jab alone could put a man down. We've seen that. We've seen that where he was able to jab Stipe and pretty much got Stipe to the ground very easily. You know, Francis Ngannou's power is super scary. Super scary. But the point of all this is that Deontay Wilder has not had this background. He's actually relatively new to the sport. He's been in the sport for quite some time now. I want to say by now, like 5-10 years, give or take. But he wasn't grown into the sport. You know, he wasn't doing it as a kid, as a teenager, and as a young man. He started taking it on like later on in his life, and he got really good at it. As you can see, he became a champ. You know, he got in some really big fights. We remember that trilogy with Tyson Fury. You know, outside of Tyson Fury, every other opponent that he's fought pretty much knocked out. So that's saying something. And he's not fought just punks. He's fought a lot of great fighters. A lot of great fighters outside of Tyson Fury. So, you know, but this would be a very fun matchup, because these guys are both known for their power, and they're both known for like really going after it. You know, because Deontay Wilder isn't much of a boxer. He's not going to go in there and do some really slick, you know, foot movement and, you know, just be able to jab and throw a couple of straights here and there, a couple of hooks in there. No, he's actually going to go over there for a kill. You know, where Francis Ngannou, again, his game plan is the same thing. He's probably going in there for the kill as well. He's probably trying to get Deontay Wilder out of there. And if you think about it, Deontay Wilder probably goes in there about like what, 220, maybe if he's very, very lucky, 230. Francis Ngannou has to cut weight to make that 265 limit in the UFC heavyweight division. This time he don't have to cut weight. He don't have to. So, excuse me. So he could actually be walking in there to almost probably 300 pounds. I don't recommend him doing that, but he very well could. And there could be a very much like a 50-pound weight difference. And Francis Ngannou isn't no chubby guy. Francis Ngannou ain't no fat guy. Francis Ngannou isn't no like overloaded guy. Francis Ngannou will go in there ripped, buffed out, everything on point, and still weighing that much. That's how scary Francis Ngannou is. So that's why I say this fight would actually be perfect for Francis Ngannou as his first fight in boxing. This will be a very fun matchup, guys. Very fun. I hope it does happen, but we gotta wait and see what happens. So, guys, I'll let you know more as the story continues. But then again, I say, guys, like, subscribe, hit that notification button, and I'll see you guys in the next video.